Hello and welcome to a Grand Tour special, which comes to you from the emptiest, most sparsely populated country on Earth, Mongolia. Now, ordinarily, when we go on these adventures, we have a vague idea about the sort of things that we might be doing, but this time, we don't.
No, not a clue.
The situation is, we took off from the capital city of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar, and flew for 2.5 hours over terrain that was much like this. Actually, quite familiar, unthreatening, but it was completely empty. It was like flying over the whole of the British Isles and not seeing a town, a village, a road, a power line, a quarry, not even a farm. There wasn't a shred of evidence from what we saw out of the aeroplane window that man has ever existed.
Yeah, this is what the world would have looked like pretty much on about page 3 of the book of Genesis, I reckon.
And then we were dropped off here. We don't know why. We don't know anything.
An hour or so later, though...
That's a chopper.
There, look!
Yep.
Why isn't he landing?
Oh, what's he doing?
Whoa, look at this.
Hang on a minute. Whoa, look at that.
What's he dropping? It's got to be supplies. Firewood,
Food.
shelter.
Hats.
Hats?
Well, you need a hat, it's sunny.
It's fly out hats to us. So that's him gone then?
He's not landing.
No.
Does that mean we're not going home then?
Well, James, the helicopter has buggered off. And we're alone with 3 boxes full of quiche or something.
Well, let's go and have a look then.
I mean, what we really need is transport.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Well, they haven't got cars in them.
Could you get a car in that blue?
No, look, it's thin.
No, it's only about that wide.
So this is the webbing that...
So that comes off, I
Oh,
suppose.
hello. Oh, there's a crowbar there, so that's...
Good.
Right, lifting it here.
Oh. That's it.
Stand clear.
Oh,
Well,
water.
What's in?
the hell? Oh, shit, is that an engine? That's an engine. A TDI of some sort. Vehicle lights. That is a rear axle.
It is. That's a master cylinder.
Guys, I don't need to look in the other one. We've an engine, we've headlights, we've a rear axle.
There's enough spare parts to build a car. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Here?
As the other two opened the third crate, I found a mysterious bag.
Okay, well, straight away, that's a windscreen, which confirms it.
Yep. What the hell is
Guys,
it? A Land Rover?
What's that?
I have a letter. The nearest civilization is a town called Moron.
Is it?
That's a surprise. It's hundreds of miles away. In order to reach it, you must build the contents of these boxes. You have enough food and water for 7 days.
What's that?
That's the town, then.
Moron.
And that's the start.
We're here.
It says map not to scale.
There's a surprise. This has been drawn by E.H. Shepherd. Look, rather boggy and sad.
Deep river of despair.
Floody place.
Lots of trees.
Wibbly-wobbly bridge, very big crack.
Well, that's not very useful, is it?
Well, we've got to go northeast, haven't we?
How far is that?
Well, we don't know. It says hundreds of miles.
Yes, but,
Oh, yeah, but-
first,
What?
all we need to do is assemble this lot into a car.
As there was no instruction manual, May and I began to go through the components,
This is chassis, isn't it? But it's in two halves.
while our mechanically inept colleague made himself useful by moaning about the camping equipment.
That's not a bed.
It's a mattress.
It's not a mattress.
It is.
You go to Peter Jones to take a mattress, don't give me this.
The heaviest bit is the engine,
Yes.
which is over there. So we need
Yes.
to take the other bits over there, otherwise we'll
Yes,
end up
that's a
with
very
the
good
car engine over
idea.
here. Let's do that. That may be one of them.
Jeremy's pretending to be a ghost.
Okay,
to
I'll
be a
pretend to
ghost,
be
you
scared.
first have to be dead. Nice work. So what we should do is lay everything out. Why
Yeah.
don't we put a parachute out as a dust sheet, put it all on a parachute?
Good idea.
If we lay it out, it can be the floor of our workshop.
If either of you have any emergencies...
No.
Hey, Hammond.
Yeah.
It's a Land Rover engine, you'll be pleased to know.
Is it?
Hey, Hennin. Hey, Hennin.
Why don't you do
Hammond,
something useful? Unwrap something.
Hey, Hennin. Hennin.
As my colleagues fiddled about with stuff I didn't understand,
That says chassis midsection.
I found something that I did.
Hello. Wasn't expecting that.
However, there was a problem.
Let's pop that down for a second.
Yes.
Okay, this is a box of rations, okay?
Yes.
Now, forgive me, but I could swear.
Oh, God.
Why would Wilman do that?
Because he's evil. Why would he send us a car in bits that isn't a car?
I don't care about the car in bits. He, and both of you actually, are quite capable of doing that. This, on the other hand, is a catastrophe.
How many of those have you found?
One.
Why don't you trouble yourself with matters food-related?
That's a
Gather
very
it all
good
together in
idea.
one place, see what we've got.
So, I see. So I become food and beverage manager of the project.
If you want to
If
call
you
it
like,
that,
yes.
A bit like Robert De Niro in Casino.
In every conceivable way.
He was the food and beverage manager of the casino, and I shall be the food and beverage manager of our little project.
Okay, from now on,
Then
we
you're
will
in
call
charge.
you Robert.
Why don't you gather all the food-related things
Off you
into
go,
one
Robert.
place?
It's my middle
Mr. De
name.
Niro.
Mr. De Niro, yes, that would be great.
Whilst the raging baboon went off to sort the food and beverages, James and I continued to unpack the components.
Oh, wait a minute, that's got pedals attached to it.
Yeah.
So that's the bulkhead, essentially.
And eventually, the giant Airfix kit was laid out.
That's where we will build it. This is our workshop.
I would say we've got hundreds of components, not including fasteners and things.
Meanwhile, in the lee of a nearby hill, I had been very busy as well.
Right. I got the campsite built, 2 tents here for the snorers, one over there for me, so I can't hear them. There's the lavatory, and now I'm going to start work on lunch.
Which meant making fire.
Yes. Yes. Please.
So, gearbox on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back at base, we were doing well,
That's it. Well,
even though James was being very annoying.
Hang on, let's just think about where all the... See, we haven't got the nuts and bloody
oh,
fasteners
let's
ready.
just get on with it. Get it lined up.
Okay. That's quite good.
Offer it up.
Push forwards. Yes.
Oh, ho, ho.
Well
Hey, James,
21.
I got a metal willy.
Captain OCD, however, was not in the mood for willy gags.
Where the chuffing hell has it gone? This is why you put them back in the same place. Where did you put it last time you had the 19?
Oh, for God's sake,
Ratchet.
just find any spanner.